Welcome to Pack the Rock Podcast with the Hoosier Network. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, William Stewart. And across from me, Mick Rodecap, Ava Wegenke, and next to me, the Rook, Ian Plaskoff. Went totally backwards this week. And Nick's got shades on.
Expect the unexpected. It's the bye week.
It's the whole message this week. We don't know what's going to happen. The rundown, once again, might go out the window like last week. And last week wasn't even the bye week. Might get even crazier.
Set the tone early.
We might need to get a riot shield, Plaskoff.
Yeah.
Guys, it's not going to happen again.
No, we're fine.
We'll find out in about 15
We'll be civil.
We're
We'll be
good.
civil.
My people talk to his people. We're good.
Yeah.
Who is y'all's people?
My lawyer has advised me not to comment on the matter.
Who is y'all's people? That doesn't answer the question.
Today, my people is the Starbucks next to the media school.
My people is that what the media school teaches us? My people is.
And off we go.
Hey.
It's never a dull moment. The relevant thing, football, Indiana football. Last week, week 5, the 20-15 victory over Iowa moved them to 5-0. 2-0 in conference play. Fernando Mendoza with a down week, 13-23, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his first interception of the year. He's still a Heisman candidate, though. He's third in the odds, plus 1,100. We're going to talk about gambling later for a different reason, but it also includes Fernando Mendoza. He is second in the country right now with 16 passing touchdowns and leads the Big Ten. The rushing attack wasn't as great as it has been, but still at 150 yards total. And then the receivers. The savior of Indiana football in week 5, Elijah Surratt, 6 receptions, 132 yards, and the game-winning touchdown with a minute and a half to go. 107 of his yards came in the second half. He showed up when they needed it. Omar Cooper Jr. also had 4 receptions for 55 yards and the first receiving touchdown of the day. Those two are currently sitting at 6 receiving touchdowns on the year and are tied third nationally among receivers. And the defense showed up per usual because it travels on the road. They had a sack and 6 tackles for loss. Amari Farrell and Lewis Moore both had an interception, even though it said E.J. Williams for some reason. It was Lewis Moore. And Farrell is also tied third in the country with 3 interceptions. And it's notable that Lewis Moore beat his case, hence why he played last week.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Lewis Moore and his lawyer. What were the takeaways from the game at Iowa? The supposed trap game.
The first thing for me, 100% credit to Kinnick Stadium. That place was awesome. I was down on the field shooting the game. That atmosphere was, I've never been a part of something like that, and that was super cool. The wave was awesome, an honor to see and be a part of. And, I mean, Iowa football was Iowa football, and it was what to expect. You knew it was going to be ugly. You knew, it's not going to be what Indiana was in the past 4 weeks. However, in the words of Fernando Mendoza, if Indiana didn't win this game, they're likely not in the college football playoff. They won the game. It was ugly. They won. They're 5-0, and that's all that matters. But credit to Kinnick Stadium. That place was cool, and it made it difficult for Indiana to win.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, no notes from Mr. Plaskoff as per. I think I wrote about this in my column, which you can read at thehoosiernetwork.com. I think this is the kind of game Indiana needed. You need an ugly win. Aiden Fisher talked about it. Teams need to face adversity. Great teams need to find a way to win even when they're not at their best, and that's exactly what Indiana did. The one thing that kind of concerns me was not Fernando Mendoza being a little bit shaky. It was the fact that he couldn't audible. Because Iowa, on 2 separate occasions, put 9 defenders in the box, and Indiana ran straight into him. That's one thing that kind of concerns me going into Oregon, because Autzen Stadium is just as loud, if not more so. So that's something Indiana's going to have to figure out, and thankfully, they've got the whole bye week to do it. But overall, I think this was a gut check for Indiana. And my question was, can Curt Signetti win in a hostile environment? The answer is yes. Now he's going to have to do it again on October 11th. Shout out my mom's birthday. But Indiana can take a lot of positives from that game at Kinnick Stadium. And, man, that place was deafening from the press box. I can't imagine what it was like on the field.
My watch tracks decibel levels, and, I was getting loud noise warnings the entire game. But I believe it was when Fernando threw the pick. That's the only thing I could imagine this being. It got up to 106 decibels on my watch.
Holy cow.
That's insane.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. I was nervous for you guys at one point when they looked like they were going to rush the field if they won.
Oh, I was looking behind me, and they were bringing in security people.
Oh, they had
more
a
and more
wall.
security people behind me. It was a wall, and the fans in the front few rows on both sides. The students were on the smaller end zone side. Actually, I don't know how. Whatever. Students were on one side, and some rowdy fans were on the other, and they were getting lined up, and they were telling the security people, putting the plans in place. And then Elijah Surratt happened, and then they all left.
Otherwise, you guys might have ended up like Florida State wide receiver Squirrel White.
That dude's name is Squirrel?
Squirrel White. He was the guy who got
Notable Tennessee
trampled.
transfer.
Yeah, he got trampled at Virginia. He's okay. I thought he was going to get like...
What about the DBs?
I don't know.
They probably got jumped too.
Well, yeah, but man.
Some of the footage that came out of that Virginia field rush, though, man.
How about the one
I saw a slow-mo coming like with the camera, with the students coming this. Oh,
that was cool.
How about the one of Tommy Castellanos getting a very nice visit from a Virginia fan?
yeah, that was
funny.
the POV was hilarious.
That was so funny. I mean, you only get that in college football, and that's why it's the people's sport. At the same time, I think we need to have a conversation about field stormings. Also, thanks for the glasses, Stu. I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, buddy, anytime.
Man, I kind of like them.
They're nice, right?
I don't know how to feel.
Now he feels lost without them.
I'm having an identity crisis.
How do you think Kurt Signetti would look in those?
Ooh. Imagine him with those and the baseball cap.
Yeah.
That would be a fit.
Do you mean...
Oh, he's pulling something out. Hold on. This is gonna be
Drum roll.
the closest thing to Will Stewart looking like Kurt Signetti. I think I'm a fan
You mean
of
if
this.
you look like this?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
We should go to the presser on Monday and see if he'll put this on.
And with the St. Louis is boring shirt.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he'd fit in the shirt. This shirt's already tight on me, and I think he's like 6'2".
All you need is a
Yeah.
blue Gatorade, and then
Ooh, yeah. 2 blue Gatorades, one to put
Yeah.
on the podium and another one to drink.
I have to carry one in with me, but there has to be one right here instead of the
It's got to
mic.
be G0.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Well, that's the only way you should drink because Gatorade's got so much sugar in it anyways.
True.
This is not a health podcast, but that's just my recommendation
I love
to you.
Gatorade. That's all.
Aren't we a Powerade school technically?
yeah.
No.
No?
Yes.
No, they're sponsored by Gatorade.
No.
Huh?
I don't think so.
Indiana is a Coke school, and Powerade is a
It's a
Coke
Coke
product.
product.
And
Yeah.
how do you know that?
Classified sources.
Classified sources have made me aware.
Oh, I'm spreading misinformation because I had a sport marketing professor who was giving us a hypothetical scenario of what it costs to like be sponsored by Gatorade, like the logistical costs of it. So that was what made me think IU is a Gatorade school. So why does Sig drink Gatorade?
Because he likes it.
He likes it.
Okay, can't
said-
fault that.
And last year he said he drinks like the 0 because his wife makes him because it's considerably healthier.
That's funny.
Because there's not as much sugar in it.
You think he drinks a blue Gatorade while he's kicked back in his recliner?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
I thought he drinks. Didn't we say he drinks a
Probably.
beer when he goes home?
Oh, true.
He has 1 beer.
True.
I thought it was 2.
Oh, maybe just 2.
Might be 2. Might be a couple of beers.
He probably had a
Couple
couple
2-3 beers.
He
Couple
probably had a
beers.
couple after Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
When I was on the field, going out to the scrum after the game, and my goal was to get Kurt Signetti coming off the field, and I was just following him around, and the smile on his face after the game in relief was more than anything I've seen from him. I tweeted this after the game. When he was like shaking hands with Dolson and giving Pam Witten a hug. I mean, he was like a different person. He was a tyrant on the sideline that game.
Oh, yeah. He was
and then
feisty.
As soon as the clock hit 000, I mean, he was like the happiest man out there. So good for him.
You mean when he gave Pam the finger guns?
He did. We did it, is what he said.
Is that what he said? I couldn't hear him.
Yeah, he said we did it.
Yeah, I was deaf in that moment. I couldn't hear anything. The other thing back to the Iowa game is Fernando Mendoza. This is not about his post-game quote yet. He threw his first interception of the year. He stood in the pocket and confidently tried to deliver a strike over like 2 defenders hitting him.
I was watching the footage back. I was lucky enough to get a good shot of it. He did not have either foot on the ground when he threw that football.
That's insane.
Either he tried to make a jump throw or he got hit so hard that his feet came off the ground. He did get clobbered.
He got clobbered a
A
lot.
lot.
But on that pick, neither foot was on the ground, and I think it might have been a little carryover from the confidence of completing a pass up the seam with neither foot on the ground as he was getting clobbered. So
Did he have both feet off the ground on that throw too?
I think he might have. I'll have to watch that back later.
Making jump throws in football. This isn't Indiana basketball. Are you supposed to have your feet on the ground playing quarterback?
The
aren't you?
Tyrese Halliburton School of Jump Passes.
I will say, Mendoza, I mean, through 5 weeks, he's put a lot of film out there that I'm sure NFL scouts probably really like. And it's going to be fun to watch his draft stock. I mean, if he plays well at Oregon, which is a big if. But if he does, the draft stock's going to keep going up.
Yeah. I saw a PFF mock that had him at 2 to the Jets today.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
There's plenty of time.
No.
But also, the biggest play from the Iowa game, I think, for film's sake for Fernando, was that cover 2 hole shot to E.J. Williams down the sideline.
Oh, jeez.
Which the NBC or the Peacock announcer said was a wide open throw.
Yeah.
He did the thing.
He did the thing.
That was not a wide open throw. Not a wide open throw.
Yeah, hole shot cover 2 is arguably the most difficult throw in football.
Yeah.
If even from a clean pocket, especially out wide like that.
The easiest throw might be a slant on 3rd and 10 with a cover 0.
When the receiver's wide open and no one's in your face.
Yeah. And then the
I wonder
defensive back.
what happened there.
Yeah. Then you mean to tell me a defensive back missed a tackle because of bad technique in 2025?
I mean, it's a DB. Are we shocked?
No.
They can't tackle.
Correct.
I can say that because I didn't tackle in high school when I played DB, and it doesn't change in college. Shout out Jalen Ramsey, though. He at least tackles. One of the few corners you can, which is why they pay that guy. The AP poll. We'll move on from week 5. Indiana lands at number 8 in the country. Notables from the Big Ten. Ohio State promptly still in the number 1 spot. Oregon, after their win over the Fighting Cal Grables of Penn State, is at 2. Penn State falls to 7. Michigan is down to 20. Illinois up to 22 after their just clutch win over the USC Trojans. And Notre Dame notably at 21. I just like to make that prod every week because it's interesting. Plaskoff's rubbing his hands.
Ooh.
He's just standing there menacingly.
He's scheming.
The
plotting.
7 through 10. What an interesting scenario.
Wow, you tweeted a paper.
Penn State, Indiana, Texas, and Alabama, 7 through 10. Let's break it down. All right. Resumes. Penn State, they are 3-1, noting the 1 did not win, in the words of Nick Rodecap in his, I don't know what tweet that was. 46-11 win over Nevada, 34-0 over FIU, 52-6 over FCS Villanova, and a 30-24 LOSS loss at home versus Oregon. All right. Indiana, we know the resume. It's 5-0, undefeated, top 10 win, Illinois, and on the road at Kinnick in Iowa. They're number 8 behind Penn State. Texas, a 14-7 loss at number 3 Ohio State, and then 3 unconvincing wins against San Jose State, UTEP, and Sam Houston State. And this is one of the few cases where I will argue in favor of Alabama. A 31-17 loss to Florida State to open the season, but they won at number 5 Georgia 24-21 with a win over Wisconsin and UL Monroe in between. So in the strength of record ranks for ESPN, which kind of factors in everything, all the statistics, Penn State is ranked 61st in strength of record. Texas is at 50th, I believe, and then Indiana and Alabama are... Oh, here we go. Here's the top 10. Ohio State 3rd, Oregon 2nd, Miami 4th, Ole Miss 5th, Oklahoma 6th, Texas A&M 1st. Sure, nice top 10 numbers. Penn State at number 7 in the AP poll, 61st in strength of record, Indiana 7th, Texas 50th, and Alabama 16th. Lots of numbers, but...
one of these things, not like the other.
2 of these things.
2.
One, most notably.
1 the most notably, but 2. There are 2, yeah. Texas and Penn State get them out of the top 10 until further notice. But
Big
Penn
game,
State will prove themselves against the Fighting Bruins of UCLA, the mighty Bruins led by Heisman candidate Nico Iamaleava next week. So
Newly fired offensive coordinator Tino Sinceri former IU quarterbacks coach, whose tenure lasted all of 4 games.
That's
Ouch.
not good, is it, Nick?
No, and I feel bad for Tino because I feel like UCLA just made him the fall guy, one of the fall guys. Like, nobody is going to have success with Nico as their quarterback. He's just not good. So, I don't know if he's going to... Is there even a place? There's no place for him to come back to Bloomington.
Maybe as like an analyst, an
Maybe.
offensive analyst or something.
Yeah, but I don't know. That'd be...
Consultant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special assistant to the regional manager, Tino Sinceri. When are we going to admit that James Franklin just cannot win big games?
James Franklin?
Ben Franklin?
Yes, James Franklin, guys. James Franklin can't win big games. He choked.
Every single time.
Him and that quarterback.
Drew
choked.
Aller.
Drew Aller.
He's done this now in 3 or 4 consecutive big games.
4 of his 6 big games, he
Yeah.
has an interception on the last drive of the game.
Yeah,
In
no,
6
that's-
games, he has a pick, but 2 of them were Hail Marys. Cal actually looked this up
So-
because Cal was so aggravated about it.
We're going to talk about sports betting in a bit. I am not a betting man, but if there's like a line on Drew Aller's interception total against Indiana in November, I would bet the over because it's like death, taxes, and Drew Aller throwing picks. Those are the 3 guarantees. Picks in big games. He's probably going to be like 22 of 24 against UCLA, but who cares? It's friggin' UCLA. I will never trust him to win anything meaningful because he just doesn't do it.
While we are talking about Penn State and their schedule improvements, as I look to pull this up, the strength of record for Penn State at 61st, and they're going to have a great chance to bump that with the worst strength of record team in all of FBS and UCLA.
Ouch.
There are these select teams with a higher strength of record than Penn State. Delaware, UL Monroe, Texas State, Louisiana Tech, New Mexico, and Fresno State.
That is a list of schools.
Wow.
That is definitely a list of schools.
You forgot Navy. Respect Navy.
I like Navy's. Well, this was kind of Navy's good.
Yeah, Navy is good. That's true. Penn State at 61st in strength of record. Not strength of schedule, strength of record.
Correct.
That means that their resume is bad. Interesting.
Notably, Indiana was 7th, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. People, I mean, I feel like fewer people now are moving the goalposts. It's definitely tapered off over the last couple of games. Everybody knows that Kinnick is a hard place to win. Didn't Urban Meyer lose a couple games there?
Yep.
Yeah. Feels like Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, all have lost games in Kinnick, unless I'm mistaken, in recent years.
Everyone's lost to Kennedy.
Yeah. It's a very difficult place to play. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna give Mark Gronowski a lot of credit because I feel like if he doesn't get hurt, Iowa wins that game.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But also, Iowa had plenty of other chances to put Indiana away and didn't do it. Indiana had plenty of chances to snatch that game, failed to capitalize on most of them, but finally did on the one that mattered. If Iowa makes that field goal, the game might be over. Who knows? But, by the way, credit to Nico Radicic and Brendan Franke. Franke for kicking the ball through the end zone pretty much every time on kickoffs, and Radicic for nailing 2 huge field goals to keep Indiana in it.
Did you see his celebration after he hit him?
I did not.
Everyone was going nuts, right? Obviously, because, Indiana's kicking and they're at Iowa. This dude, the first kick was questionable. Everyone thought he missed it.
Because it faded back in, right?
Literally, it hooked to the right post and came back in by maybe 6 feet.
Wow.
And he just looks at the sideline, turns, and just...
Oh, I did see that.
Wow.
I did
and then he
see
did it on the
that.
second kick.
Yeah.
He drilled it down the middle, and he
Well-
just looked at the sideline. And,
Well, and
are
notably,
you not entertained?
if you were like really, really watching, which Josh Pose and I were really watching, is that when Sig came out to talk to Radicic, yeah, I can't speak today. He gave him a fist bump before that first kick.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Sig do that.
Yeah.
Usually he's just standing by himself with his hands on his hips.
Yeah.
Well, not last week he was.
No, he was very animated. Plaskoff got a shot of it because, of course, he did.
Plaskoff was watching himself on the
That
line.
See how far that tails?
Yeah, that hooked like crazy. It looked like a freaking curveball.
Oh, you could even see Nico. Wait, go back to Nico on that.
That's
He had
insane.
him.
Also, Radicic is only a sophomore.
This is like being played through my recap package here, so it's going to see a couple clips.
We get to watch a whole run-up.
You look in the bottom left, and
It goes to the post and comes back.
then Nico's just
And then in the body,
Yeah.
flashes away from
that
it.
kid is nails, man.
Yeah.
That kid is nails.
That was a kick.
I mean, Indiana needed all three phases, and that's Radicic being that lockdown in those moments on the road gives me confidence in him going into Oregon. Autzen is so loud. I'm excited to go. But that gives me confidence in him. And the silent count, it seemed, I mean, Indiana had a couple of false start penalties, I think. But it seemed like
I think
overall,
there was only one or
There
two.
was
It
one.
wasn't
Yeah.
bad.
There was
only
one on-
one.
and of all people, Carter Smith, I wouldn't have expected that. But I feel like overall, Indiana had a better grip on the silent count than at Ohio State, which I know Ohio State had about 40,000 more people. But I feel like that's also a positive to take away because Autzen is about the same capacity-wise as Memorial Stadium is. So I feel like Indiana should be able to handle the silent count going into Autzen. Now, you look at Oregon, and we'll preview them a little bit more next week. They've got some huge guys. They've
There's
got
one dude like
so
6'7", like 380.
Oh, my God.
They got a guy who's
Lord.
6'8", 330 pounds.
Autzen capacity
I
is
didn't need to do it.
54,000.
Yeah, they could
didn't
fill it
even
up
need
more than that with standing room only. So I would compare Autzen to Memorial Stadium in terms of size. But man, that's
Here's the other thing, though, to
insane.
consider is week 4 against Illinois. The defense, I mean, Fisher came out and said he couldn't hear himself think.
yeah,
And they're at home.
yeah,
So if they're on the road, I mean, obviously they're going to be yelling when Indiana's on offense
yeah.
instead
But,
of on defense.
I mean, I feel like I don't know. I'm just excited, man. I'm excited. I'm calling the game, so I'm hoping that the second half isn't deafening because otherwise I won't be able to hear myself think.
Nah, you don't need to hear yourself think.
Nah, you're right. I just talk. But I'm just excited for this game because this, I mean, outside of maybe the Ohio State game, actually, yeah, outside of the Ohio State game last year, there's an argument that this is the biggest road game in program history in the regular season.
Yeah.
You could argue
And-
it is the
Yeah,
biggest.
because you win this game, you're number one.
Yeah.
You would think, yes.
Yeah, you're top 2 in the country.
Yeah.
That is,
Which would
100%
undoubtedly
top
be Indiana's highest rank ever. Like, also, fantastic quarterback matchup. Dante Moore versus Fernando Mendoza.
literally a Heisman matchup.
The winner of that game is going to be the Heisman frontrunner.
Yeah.
Sorry, John Mateer. This is just cool. Like, I'm excited that we get to be a part of this. Even if it's a very tiny part of it, we get to be a part of it. And that's, if you'd have told us that 3 years ago at this time, it would have been crazy. I would have thought you were crazy.
That is a wild thought.
Yeah.
There's the chance the Indiana football program has a chance to be the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah.
They would, without a doubt, have far and away the best resume in the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
A win at Kinnick, a
I
win at
think if
Autzen.
you went on the road against the number 2 team in the country, you jump whoever number 1 is. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah, because you also have the top 10 win by 53 points
Yeah.
and the road win at Kinnick. And 3 Penn State wins, which seems to be serving
3
them
Penn
well,
State
so-
wins. Bingo.
Well, no. Respect ODU. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wait a
Okay.
minute.
All right, 2 Penn State wins
Wait
and
a
an ODU
minute.
win.
Mention the Monarchs here.
Shout out Kansas City Royals first baseman Vinny Pasquantino, an Old Dominion graduate.
Pasquatch.
Yeah.
Former Indianapolis Colts wide receiver Zach Pascal as well.
Also an Old Dominion Monarch.
That's all I've got. I don't have anybody else.
Vinny Pasquantino is on the Old Dominion to the CFP train. And suddenly I'm a Kansas City Royals fan. Good for him.
Shout out Ben Zobrist.
Yeah.
Go Cubs.
Him and his batting stance where he's like, whew, and then he, whoosh, World Series MVP. My GOAT. One
Funny
of my
story.
goats.
One of my high school baseball coaches caught Ben Zobrist's first career home run.
Wow. Did he give it back to him?
Yeah,
What did he get in return?
I don't remember.
Ooh. Maybe he got to play catch with him, like the guy who caught Trout's 400th homer.
I mean,
Trout
that was a
wasn't
good
even wearing
shout
a
by that
glove.
guy, too, though.
Yeah.
Catch a home run ball. Yeah, let me play catch with the greatest baseball player of our generation.
Whose career still kind of feels like a disappointment because he's been injured so much. He could have gotten to 600 homers, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right,
Indiana
anyways, back to
Hoosier
football.
Kyle
Nick,
Schwarber
that
could get to
too.
600
You were talking
homers.
about before we started recording here how great the FPI was, but maybe actually for real this time.
Yeah. Yeah, the FPI, I've never said anything bad about ESPN's FPI. It is the greatest way to
Don't go watch a
evaluate.
single episode in the last 2 years.
Just don't bring up receipts, please. The FPI has Indiana at 5th, and Indiana has all the
Oregon
numbers.
at 1.
all the
Ohio State. Here, I got you. Ohio State's at 2.
Yeah.
Alabama's at 3. Texas is at 4. Indiana's at 5. Notre Dame is at 6. Georgia 7. Ole Miss 8. Miami 9. USC 10. And at 11,
How is USC
Plaskoff's
still at
favorite
10?
team in Penn State.
USC should be lower.
The
But-
SP Plus, I don't know how that ranking is calculated, but that has Indiana at 3rd behind Oregon, Ohio State.
Bill Connolly. Yeah, so the S&P Plus is a predictive metric, which basically takes the parts of football that are sustainable, it takes luck out of the equation and says, okay, how likely are you to sustain what you're doing as the season goes on? So Indiana, the computers like Indiana right now. Indiana's got 68% chance to make the CFP and about a 17% chance to both make the national championship and win the Big Ten, which is just a product of the playoff being 12 teams. But overall, I think the path to the playoff is clear. I would argue you don't even have to win at Oregon or Penn State. A win would lock you in, assuming you take advantage of you take care of everything else. But if you keep those games close on the road, I think you're in.
So what kind of loss would that be?
Do I say the Q word? Quality loss. I mean, hey, if the committee is going to value quality losses, then why not take advantage of it, right? That's what I say. And I mean, Indiana had one tough road game last year in the regular season, completely imploded and still got in because they beat Purdue 66-0 the next week, and the whole body of work was still enough to get them in. So you win at Oregon, you take care of business against everybody else, and you're in. Now, Maryland could be a sneaky game, but I think Indiana's got a very clear path to the playoff right now.
I was reflecting on this earlier this morning. As you brought up Maryland, if you think back to this time last year, Indiana would have just beaten Maryland.
Correct.
And that was the first time that fans stuck around in the second half. Mm-hmm. Indiana was 5-0 after that.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
And now we're a year later this year talking about, all you need to do is win one game and you're in the college football playoff and you're ranked 8th in the country in the AP, 3 in the SP Plus, and 5 in the FPI. Like, it has been a rapid growth. Like, this time last year, Indiana was not even thought of at this level, even though they were 5-0. But here they are.
Yeah, it was a cool story last year. This time, I mean, you might never see anything like this again in college football. I don't know, because this was the perfect storm for Indiana. You had the right coach available at the right time with the right resources and the right system, and you had a really, let's admit it, last year's schedule to start the season was really soft. So Indiana kind of became a runaway freight train, beat a really weak Michigan team to improve to 10-0, a weak offensively Michigan team. The defense was loaded. I mean, it was a perfect storm. And now this year, conference realignment means Big Ten schedules are unbalanced. Indiana's got a couple tough games, but the path is there, man. I mean, this is cool.
The Signetti effect.
Yeah.
On the Indiana Hoosiers. That's what you call that. And the one thing, I guess we haven't moved on from Iowa because this is something else I want to talk about. Fernando Mendoza postgame. This was a quote. This is a direct quote. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but I probably, and he paused for a good 2 seconds and thought about this, but I probably cooked people's spreads. And I apologize for that, but my job is to win the game. For us, we're always looking for the Indiana money line, which is a win. We're at the point in college athletics where a quarterback has to come into his press conference and say, I apologize for your spread, because it has taken over in that much of a sense.
I feel like that got put in his ear in a way, because he probably was on his phone obviously before the game, and he sees all the betting lines going on.
I would hope he doesn't.
I imagine, but if you get on Twitter, people are talking about it. And then I imagine he probably got on his phone after the game. And if he were to get on Twitter after the game, it was all over. Everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like it was subconsciously put in his ear, if that makes sense.
Well, and not even subconsciously, because post-game, Plaskoff, I think you were standing next to me when this happened, there was Indiana fans that were obviously behind their sideline that were all grouped together because they're waiting for the team to come celebrate. We all watch Fernando run out of the end zone on his victory delay formation. And an Indiana fan wearing candy stripes puts his hands on his head like the Michigan fan when they lost to Michigan State and goes, "Oh my goodness," I'm censoring this, "my 6.5 spread."
Was Fernando right there?
No, it was the other end zone.
Oh, okay.
Was
But
this the
this
same
dude-
guy that asked you to do the 6-7 thing?
No, that was an Iowa
Oh.
fan. That's a different problem.
I was
But
gonna
there's
say,
Indiana fans. Indiana's to the point where they don't even care about them winning. It's, "Oh no, my spread," is the first thing this dude says. Granted, he probably celebrated when Surratt scored, but what are we doing?
I mean, unfortunately,
Nick's face is just in the microphone.
Sports betting, I talked about this on my radio show on Sunday. Sports betting is cancer. And in the current state that we have it, where you can bet on sports from your phone and then harass athletes when they sell your parlay, it's a problem. It's one thing if you're going to a casino, you're going to a sports book in Las Vegas, and you're betting like straight money line or spreads or whatever. It's another thing if you're mad because Fernando Mendoza was told to run through the end zone to take a safety and win the freaking game, and you're mad because you lost money. Cry me a river, okay? Sports betting is bad. It is a plague. Just yesterday, it was announced that Amazon is going to integrate FanDuel into its NBA broadcasts.
what?
And show viewers their bets live on screen during the game. Sports betting is a cancer on society. And I am glad that Fernando Mendoza basically said he didn't care. That's not what he said verbatim, but he said he was trying to win the game. And he said he's going to do whatever it takes to win the game. Good. Good. There should be no problem with that. The officials lost control of that end-of-game sequence, and Mendoza was doing what he was told to by Curt Signetti. Signetti is going to make $8 million this year. He doesn't need for Vegas to get in his ear and tell Mendoza to cook the spread. And if you think that way, you are part of the problem. End of story. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think we need to go back to not allowing people to bet on sports from their phones because that's how we got to this point.
Stand on business, Nick.
Yesterday, in the Indiana Fever playoff game, I wasn't watching, but I heard that Kelsey Mitchell went down with a non-contact injury. So I opened Twitter to, see what happened. If there was either, a clip or a report from somebody, whatever. I open it up and I go to the latest tab to see if there was like an IndyStar story that just popped up because they're usually pretty quick on it. And the only things that I see are like at Prize Picks, reboot the line, or at FanDuel, cancel the thing. Like Kelsey Mitchell just went down with a non-contact injury and is probably out for an entire year.
Maybe. They were reporting that it was really bad cramps and she had to go to the hospital to get fluids.
Either way,
But
you don't know what it is.
There are bigger things than Prize Picks or FanDuel doing whatever.
That was a concern. I was looking for reports and all I saw was cancel the line, reboot the spread, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, there was my go-to, like, thank you very much moment when it comes to sports betting was Brent Rooker getting an Instagram DM from a fan. And the fan was like, "You sold my parlay." And Rooker responded and he said, "My brother, I cannot stress to you how little I care about your parlay." Like, what gives people the entitlement to think that athletes owe them anything? It is a very serious problem because, I mean, you're talking about college basketball players. There was a kid, I think on Kansas last year, who got death threats in his DMs because he didn't score enough points in a March Madness game or something.
I think it was AJ Story. I think you're right.
Yeah. That is
Shout
not
out Rockford.
that should not be normal. AJ Store, 8 schools in 8 years. That should not be normal. I don't know how we got to this point. Actually, I do. It was the pandemic and people being bored and sports books enticing the states to say, "Hey, you can make extra tax revenue on this stuff." And the states were like, "Okay, we'll legalize it now." That's how we got to this point. And we need to, I'm not going to say do a full 180, but we need to take a step back and think, okay, is this really how we should be watching sports? Because you can't, I hate sports betting, but you can't watch a game without hearing about sports betting. And there are so many kids under the age of 21 who watch sports. So it's going to be like cigarettes back in the 1950s, where we're going to look back in 40, 50 years and think, what were we doing? My doctor smokes Camel cigarettes. Your doctor has lung cancer. That's how we're going to look at sports betting in 40 years. You can book it. October 1st, 2065, when I'm an old, decrepit man who probably cries about the Big Ten all day.
Would she be like 60?
Yeah. I'll be like Sean McDonough. Actually, Sean McDonough's great. He's fantastic, but hopefully I'm going to have he has trouble with the snap.
You would be 61.
I would be 61. Okay.
If you were born in 2004.
I was born in 2003.
So then you'd be 62.
So I would just be
Not the point.
I would just be Sean McDonough. I'd be like Sean McDonough's age, probably hopefully doing as good of work as he does. And not going the Paul Feinbaum route. But I'm going to be as old as Sean McDonough.
Senator?
Oh, maybe. Not in the state of Alabama, though. But yeah, I'll be as old as Sean McDonough, and we're going to have a similar discussion about sports betting as we had on cigarettes in the 80s and 90s.
So what about when ESPN or whoever employs you, if you're calling a game, has you do an ad read for FanDuel?
Bold of you to assume ESPN will exist in 2060.
I'm hypothetical if.
Okay.
Oh, fitting with ESPN.
Their favorite words. Thank you, Plaskoff.
You're welcome.
If they tell me to do an ad read, I would like to think that I would have enough of a backbone to stand on business and not do it. And I know how that's going to look, and it's going to be like you saying you'd stand up to Bob Knight in a press
Hey,
conference.
man, if somebody challenges your character like that.
But I would stand on business and not do it because I'm not going to be part of the problem. And that's me off my soapbox for the day.
I had to do ad reads for over the summer for the Northwoods League Plus betting services.
Stop it.
What?
Who's betting on Northwoods
They let you bet
games?
on summer ball games? He said while wearing a Greenville Flyboys Appalachian League jersey. That's a real thing?
Yeah, it was the NWL Lucky 7 something where you make picks, and it's not direct betting, but if you win, you get a $500 reward or something like that for play. Yeah, it was crazy.
So could I DM Ian Plaskoff and be mad that he sold my Rivets money line?
Well, I wasn't playing.
Well,
so
yeah, but okay. Let's see. Let's say we're in the
known. You could talk to known security guard at Kinnick Stadium, Byron Blaze.
Byron Blaze.
What a wild crossover that was.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So if I was in the Appy League and I was an Appy League fan, I could bet on Ezra McNaughton hitting a home run.
If they had a betting service.
Which was almost a lock, yeah. Or I could bet on Freddie Baravitas' over the strikeout total because that guy is a freaking machine.
Yeah.
That is so bleak.
Yeah, for those that didn't pick up on the thing that Stu and I were saying was crazy, a player from the summer ball team that I worked for over the summer and that he went to high school with was a security guard at Kinnick Stadium for the game last week, and we both ran into him.
It was so weird.
Small world, man.
It was so weird. My mom's going to watch this and be like, you saw Byron on the sidelines? I don't even know if she's going to remember him, but that was so weird. The Sycamore, Illinois, no one's going to know where this is except for my mother and I. Sycamore, Illinois to Iowa pipeline is a thing. The same way Carmel High School is a pipeline to the IU Media School.
Oh, Carmel High School, the end of the roundabouts, yes. Quite splendid.
As we were talking about Oregon, Carmel won on a Hail Mary to a Dante Moore-led Detroit King team in 2020 something. I don't know. Zach Browning had the call on WHDE.
Wait, Zach Browning, IU Media School's own, called a Dante Moore quarterbacked game?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And Indiana walk-on Reese Bellin caught the touchdown for the win.
Wow. Small world, man.
Yeah, some Carmel, yes.
Yeah, that was good. That's cool. Huh. Dante Moore is a freaking stud.
Yeah.
He is so good.
Heisman favorite for a reason.
Good on him that he got out of UCLA because he's hooping.
Congratulations even to Dante Moore for that one.
Oregon Duck fans are excited because Dylan Gabriel gets to start this week for the Browns.
I saw that.
They are such a dumpster fire. I hope if Fernando Mendoza gets drafted by them, he pulls an Eli Manning and refuses to sign.
You didn't like the Jets projection?
No.
You don't like a Woody Harrelson-led franchise?
Malik Neighbors just freaking tore his ACL.
Yeah, he just died on
the
that
MetLife
field.
turf needs to be investigated. It doesn't even need to be investigated. The MetLife turf needs to be taken away
They
and
need to burn
natural
it
grass
with
needs to be
fire.
put in.
They're going to put it in for the World Cup.
I would be willing to donate the grass at Bill Armstrong Stadium to MetLife Stadium because that grass is awesome.
What are you going to say to Todd Yeagley?
Get some new grass.
Deal with it.
What are you going to say to one of my favorite SIDs, Austin Coates?
Good thing there's 17. There's probably more than 17, but 1,000 different landscaping companies in Bloomington, Indiana.
True.
They'll be all right.
True. Man, yeah. If Fernando Mendoza gets drafted by the Browns or the Jets, he should pull an Eli Manning and say, you know what? Nope. I'm not doing that because those places are where quarterbacks go to die.
The way the NFL is going right now, there really is not a good spot because
Definitely not Carolina.
Yeah. Most random shutout win ever a couple weeks ago against the Falcons.
And then they got blown up by the Patriots.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah, it did. No, but the NFL has a problem because you take these quarterbacks and you just throw them straight into the fire and you say, okay, change our franchise without any development.
With a brand new coach. Too.
And you give them,
what's the scheme? What's the system? What are we doing?
You give them like a year and a half in a system they've never played in with a bunch of coaches they've never worked with, and then you're surprised when it doesn't work.
This is why it's interesting to bring that up because when the end of the year hits and teams are projected at their certain spots in the draft order, and so is Fernando Mendoza, the decision will be interesting. Do you want to go to this franchise or do you want to stay another year at Indiana and hope for another good situation?
Well, here's the other thing, too. In college, it's not like these guys come out, I mean, unless you're Bryce Underwood, because that dude's just Batman.
I'm scared.
According to Biff Pogge, he's Batman. I mean, college, it's 2 years until a guy even really sees the field as a starter. Because he has 2 years with the coaches, 2 years with at least his freshman class receivers, and maybe, whoever the upperclassmen are, he's got 2 years with them.
Yeah.
There's so much time to develop, and not to mention these coaches, most of them have been there for a while.
Yeah.
Unless, UCLA, Oklahoma, and firing your coach every
Oklahoma
5
State.
years.
Or
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He's going to get fired too. I don't get it. You give these guys 2 years when they have 2 years of watching in college. I get they just came from it's a whole different ball game. It's a different speed. It's a different everything. It really is tragic what they're doing with quarterbacks anymore.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. And then you wonder why one of the most successful quarterbacks to come out in the last couple of years is Bo Nix. Because he started 50 games in college. He was already experienced. Now, Tyler Shuck is stinky.
He's not an NFL
But
prospect.
Bo Nix being successful shouldn't be surprising because he had so much experience. Anthony Richardson being unsuccessful. Trey Lance, you could go on. Trey Lance is another great example. He started 20 games since high school. No wonder. Zach Wilson, he benefited from a COVID year. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen to Fernando Mendoza, where he goes into a system where he's expected to just win a Super Bowl in year 2.
And I'm interested to see what happens when Curtis Rourke gets healthy because he has started. He's like a Brock Purdy type player. He started a whole bunch. It's fitting he's with Brock Purdy in that system. Started a whole bunch,
entire
played
QB room
well,
was hurt.
bumped up to a higher level at the last year of his career,
Yep.
and he's an intuitive, smart player. We'll see.
I'm interested to see what Rourke looks like on 2 functional knees.
Yeah.
That too. That'd be kind of helpful.
Yeah.
Look at the Ohio tape.
Yeah.
He's different.
MAC Player of the Year in 2022.
Shout out.
At least the Offensive Player of the Year. I don't know about the Conference Player of the Year, but
Remember.
Curtis Rourke could spin it, man. He's so good.
Well, maybe we'll see him eventually, since every player on San Francisco decides to get hurt. You want to talk about a bad grass field is Levi Stadium,
Yeah.
which Super Bowl 50, we're aware of how bad that grass was.
Yeah.
And it's going back there this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a
Santa
shame.
Clara.
All right, back to college football and back to our last segment. We're just going straight into it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Plaskoff and I might need a riot shield.
You
No, we're
guys,
We
fine.
came into this. That's just a lie.
We're good.
we're chilling.
The record prediction update. Now, here's a thing we could do. Plaskoff and I are going to be the committee for a moment. Should we fine them for their outrageous acts? Fine them a point.
No.
Oh,
No.
fine them.
We can,
zero
no.
conflict of interest here.
I'm
I say
already
take all the
This is
points.
totally fair.
Take all the points.
No,
Take all the points.
No more
No.
points.
No, no,
I was going to say just
no.
take a point.
Can I have all of their points?
Can we just transfer them?
No. We got in a friendly debate. It's fine.
Is that
Friendly
Consuelo
debate.
over there?
No, I don't take fine. I no pay.
Did you see a friendly debate last week?
I saw a debate.
It was one of the debates of all time. But the great thing is that we have no predictions for Indiana this week, so we can't get in a fight.
What's
Well,
the,
you
the
see,
bye
we
week
still
could
haven't
prove-
got to the actual update of the leaderboard, so we could
Okay, let's do it.
theoretically.
Let's do it. Let's
Okay, let's get to
hear.
it.
Let's hear about
You're
it.
hyping it up.
Well, because I don't want you two to get in a fight.
Wait. Hold
Why
on.
don't you start in the middle?
Before you do, I was looking up Mr. Irrelevant because of Brock Purdy. Mr. Irrelevant from this year's draft was former Indiana defensive back Kobe Minor.
Correct. Out of Memphis.
I
right?
completely forgot about that. Completely forgot. Kobe Minor played at Indiana under Tom Allen.
Yeah. He transferred to Memphis?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I remember putting a tweet out about that.
I completely forgot about that. He didn't make the team, but man.
Flashbang moment for Nick Rodecap.
That was, one of the 2023 DBs, along with people like, Noah Pierre was a linebacker.
No, Pierre. He was like the money packer type deal.
Yeah.
He's got a coaching job. I just saw him on Twitter yesterday.
in Wabash.
Yeah.
I think it was like his birthday yesterday. or something.
Is that what he posted about?
Yeah. What are they? The Little Giants.
Yeah. Wabash always fights. Beat DePaul.
Ring the bell.
Yeah.
Anyways.
The Monon Bell. That's a rivalry, man. Shout out Ben Gomez, DePaul's specialist, kicker and punter. That guy hit nukes in high school. But yeah, Kobe Minor, Mr. Irrelevant.
Anyway.
A guy.
Nick's just totally off in a different universe at the moment.
I'm
So you should
up,
start in the middle.
Start in the middle. Start what, at third or second?
Start at second and then go to third.
Started at second. Is yours truly with 6 points. And now at third, or still in third, I guess, with 5 points, is the Rook.
We did it.
Do we need to do a drum roll, or do we just know who's?
I think
first
we
and
know
fourth?
by now.
We'll go to the guy who is drum rolling. In fourth place, Nick Rodecap with 4 points.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant. I'm terrible.
And in first place, who's going to sit over there? She's not chopping this week, which is a really good start. Ava Wegenke with 7 points. She's got a touchdown.
It was a business trip.
Oh.
We would have played in the
Oh,
parking
okay, Aiden
lot.
Fisher. My bad, big dog.
We would have played in the parking lot.
We would have played him in a parking lot.
We're going to beat the bye week. I'll see you guys next week.
We're on to Oregon.
We're on to Oregon.
All right, Bill.
Well, I think Indiana's going to win 28-0 against the bye week.
Does the bye week have a better defense than the Illinois Fighting Illini?
No. Yes, actually.
Oh, yeah. Illinois only gave up 63 points to Indiana because of their offensive line or something.
Sure.
By the way, shout out USC for making that Indiana win over Illinois look really good. Good on you.
Storming the field after beating a team that was ranked 2 spots higher than you is kind of crazy.
That's so funny.
That is funny.
Holy Super Bowl.
I was watching in the photo room. I'm like, did they just storm the field?
Yeah, they
and
did.
you were like, no, that was just the team. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I glanced and the team was running the sideline, and then off it went.
Super Bowl.
For reference, next week, Indiana will go to Austin Stadium against Oregon to play the number 2 team in the country at 3:30 Eastern. It is a noon kickoff local time, so Indiana's not going to be totally thrown off next Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. What is that, the 8th?
The 11th.
The 11th.
My mom's birthday.
Right. Shout out Mrs. Rodecap.
Yep.
But bye week this week, so we will see you next Wednesday before Indiana plays again. Thank you for joining us once again. I'm William Stewart. Next to me, Ian Plaskoff. Across from us, Ava Wegenke, Nick Rodecap.
Go Fly Boys.
Make sure to follow along with all of us on our personal accounts for Indiana football needs, and follow along with the Hoosier Network for all your Indiana athletic needs. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you this time next week.